and welcome to Baking with Nonna at the Davenport Public Library. Today we are going to make we're going to make chocolate cake cookies. So we're going to use a cake mix, but we're going to make cookies. We talked about this before. The first thing that we want to do is read the recipe and make sure that we know what we're doing, and then we're going to make sure that we have all the ingredients gathered, and then we'll start compiling them. So for the chocolate cake mix cookies, we need a box of chocolate cake. We have that. We need 2 eggs. Have that. We need a half a cup of vegetable oil. I've got my vegetable oil. And we're going to need 1 cup of powdered sugar, which I have. Okay. Good to go. We're going to bake at 350. Okay, we need to line our baking sheet with parchment paper. And I already have my baking sheet lined with parchment paper because I was ready to go. We're going to whisk together the 2 eggs and the vegetable oil, and then we're going to add the cake mix slowly. We can do that. And then we're going to scoop dough into 2 tablespoon portions and toss in powdered sugar. Now, if you have a melon baller or an ice cream scoop with one of the little scoopers in it, though, that works great. I do not have that. I'm going to use my regular ice cream scoop. Okay, after that we're going to arrange our dough balls on parchment paper lined baking sheet, and we're going to refrigerate it. Okay, so we don't need to preheat our oven yet. We can preheat our oven when we put our cake balls in the refrigerator. Okay, I think we're ready. If you still need to gather some supplies at home, go ahead and pause the video, gather your stuff, get your workspace all set up. Okay, are we ready? Great. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is whisk together the eggs and the vegetable oil. So we need a half a cup of vegetable oil. Here's my half cup measure. So we'll go ahead and get that poured out. We'll put that in the bowl. I'm excited. Do you love chocolate? I love chocolate. Okay, there's our vegetable oil. And now our eggs. And be careful when you crack these so you don't get the shells into the bowl. You don't want to put shells in our cookies. That would be not pleasant to bite into. Okay, I have 2 eggs and a vegetable oil. Now, I am not going to use a wire whisk or any kind of a whisk. So you can if you would like to. I'm going to use my fork. So I'm just going to beat my eggs. I don't know if you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm going to beat my eggs and my oil together. And we want to get them nice and mixed. You can also, if you have a hand mixer, you can also use that and mix this up. I don't think we need to do it for too long. Just enough to get the eggs and the oil all mixed together. Okay, now we're going to add our cake mix, but we're going to add it slowly. So we don't want to dump in the whole bag at once. We're just going to dump in a little bit and then mix that up until it's mixed up. And then I'll add a little bit more. Get that all mixed up. Is that fun? Again, if you have a hand mixer and you want to use your hand mixer, go ahead. It's not going to hurt anything. And it might make the process go faster. I'm just used to using my fork. And since this is Nonna's kitchen, can you see how that looks? The cake mix kind of stays on the edges until you fold it in. It's getting kind of thick, isn't it? That's good because we're going to make these into cookies, not cake. So we want it to be kind of thick. Okay, you go ahead and keep mixing until it's all mixed in. And then the next step is going to be to roll it into balls. So when you're done mixing it, then you start the video again. Okay, how's it going? Are you getting your cake mix mixed in? That last bit is pretty hard, isn't it? And that's fine because we're making dough out of it. We're not making a cake. So it should be nice and thick. We can get this last little bit mixed in there. There we go. Okay, the next step is going to be to make the cookie balls. And then we're going to roll them into powdered sugar. So once you have your cake mix dough, we are going to get a cup of powdered sugar. And this doesn't have to be measured exactly for this because we're not going to be mixing it into our batter. We're going to be using it to roll our cookie balls into. So get your cup and then pour it into a separate bowl. So there's my powdered sugar. And at this point you'll want to get your parchment covered baking pan out. Okay, I have mine ready. Okay, if you have a melon baller or an ice cream scooper, or even if you want to use just a big spoon, that's fine too. Whatever works for you. I'm going to try the ice cream scoop. I might switch off. We'll see how this goes. Okay, you want to get about 2 tablespoons of cookie dough, of cake dough. And since I don't have a melon ball that's going to shape it, I'm just going to use my fingers and shape it a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to roll that in powdered sugar and put it right on our pan. Is this the fun part? Can you imagine how good these are going to be? They might be like crackle cookies. If they are, we'll call them chocolate cake crackle cookies. Can you say that 3 times really fast? Chocolate cake crackle cookies. Okay, go ahead and roll all of your cake balls into dough. And then when we're all done with that, we're going to put it in the fridge and leave it in the fridge for about 20 minutes. So roll all your cookies. And then when you put it in the fridge, why don't you set a timer so that you know. Although it's not going to hurt anything if it's in there longer. So if something comes up in your day that you can't get right back to it, that's perfectly fine too. It's not going to hurt anything. But you do want it in there for at least 20 minutes so that they will get nice and set. When you put them onto your cookie sheet, leave a little bit of space. Can you see how much space I put in there? So that when we cook them, they have room to spread out a little bit. Because they're not going to stay this small. They will get a little bit bigger. Okay, keep making your cookie balls and then stick them in the fridge and then check back in about 20 minutes. Okay, has it been 20 minutes? Let's go ahead and pull our cookies out of the fridge and see how they did. Now, if you have not started your, if you didn't remember to preheat your oven when we put these in the fridge, go ahead and start it now. Okay, we're going to take these same cookies and we're going to roll them again in the powdered sugar. These are going to be so good. Here's the deal. I love chocolate cake and I love cookies. There is no way, there's no way that these could not be good. Oh, I see that that powdered sugar is sticking really well the second time, isn't it? Okay, when we put it in the oven, we want to make sure that our grown-ups are helping us. We don't want to do that by ourselves. So if your grown-up isn't there now, when we get all the cookies rolled and are ready to put into the oven, be sure and grab your grown-up and have them help you. Okay, when they get done the second time, they are totally covered in white. Did you have a snack while you were waiting? I had to have a snack while I was waiting for them in the fridge because they look so good, and all I can think about now is eating chocolate cookies. Chocolate cake cookies. So for my snack, I had crackers and peanut butter because I thought that was probably a healthier choice than anything sweet, since we're going to have the sweet cookies. How's it going with your powdered sugaring? When they're all done and you are trying them, you'll have to post a picture of your of how much you liked it or didn't like it. Maybe you won't even like them. Maybe they won't even turn out very good. I don't know how we could go wrong though with these. How many did you get from your batch? 18. I got 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I got 25. Is that about what you got? Okay. Are you ready to put them in the oven? Okay, when we put them in the oven, we want to bake them for about 10 minutes. And again, we'll set a timer to be sure, because I don't even know how to test these to make sure that they're done. I suppose what we could do is take a toothpick and put it in the middle of a cookie, and if it comes out clean, it's done. That's how we would do it if it was cake. So we will see if that works. Okay, here we go, putting them in the oven. Okay, check back in 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes and I am so excited about these cookies. So I'm going to pull them out. Don't forget, don't do this to yourself. Have your grown-up help you. Okay, after 10 minutes, here is what my cookies look like. They look fantastic. I can't wait to try them. Do yours look about the same? Let's let them cool for a few minutes and then we can do a taste test. It is so hard to wait. This is the hardest part. Do you think that they're cool enough to taste one now? I think I'm ready. Oh, they're perfect. The perfect combination of cake and cookie. I hope you enjoyed baking with Nonna today. I certainly enjoyed baking with you. And I hope this becomes a brand new hobby for you. I'll see you later.